Hello, we are I Care I Move. This is a short webinar on Joan. This is a case study about how we approach the whole person when we are looking to care for somebody who is older. Now, Joan. We talk about person-centered care or people-centered care. The point is, it is all around the person, and to get the best approach to looking after people in care, we need to understand a little bit more than just what is written on a form. When we talk about person-centered, it is actually at the heart of everything we do in care is the people. So it is important to address not only the issues around chronic health, but how we can improve the quality of life. And if we do improve quality of life, we can then approach getting older and getting better in some cases in a really positive and motivational way. So let's tell you about Joan. Now, Joan's 84. She's fabulous. She still puts the perfume on. She's sad because her husband died, and she talks about her husband in such depth on frequent visits. She gets her hair done on a regular basis, so the carers come and take her off to the salon, and she loves that. When she's at the salon, she likes to touch people and hold their hands and give them a kiss on the cheek. And she's really into routine, so she loves her little appointments. It gives her something to look forward to each week. But in terms of her health, she does have a heart condition, and sometimes that makes her dizzy, and she doesn't like that. That makes her feel vulnerable, and sometimes she gets puffy ankles. And because she is who she is, and she's fabulous, sometimes she feels a bit embarrassed about that. Her breathing is sometimes a little bit breathless, and she worries. She's like the nervous type, so she worries that things are going wrong for her, and she doesn't want to be a burden, she doesn't want to be a pain, and she doesn't want to make a fuss. She knows the carers and she loves the carers. She has little rituals at home, so things need to be in certain ways, the way the shampoo bottles sit on the shelf in her bathroom, for example. From the other thing she enjoys is a church. So she likes her mass, and she likes things, particularly on the weekends, wrapped around her church and watching church on TV. She likes her TV in the afternoons just before she has a nap too. So we've got a really lovely picture growing of what Joan looks like and how she is. Now, interestingly enough, she wears glasses. So we know that there's a bit of visual stuff going on with her. She has a hearing aid. Sometimes she forgets to wear a hearing aid, and she's got her favourite slippers, which honestly are terrible, but she just loves them to pieces. Now, when you meet Joan, she wears floaty skirts, and that always cracks us up because her husband loved the floaty skirts. So you can see what she looks like, and you can almost smell her because we are sharing everything we know about her. Her family worry, though, because she is a nervous type, they worry that she's spending all her days in a chair and she's not actually getting up and about like she used to. So that's Joan. What we hear on a regular basis, or what we see, is not enough information. So sometimes the information we're given is limited, sometimes on a piece of paper or on a form or a quick email based on the correct information being shared or limited information being shared. Sometimes you'll just get a name, an age, and probably a bit of health history, not who she is as a person, it's what she is as a person. So it's important for you as a carer to really maximize your time with her and get return business, keep going back to her, is to build on your case study, understand more and more about who she is, what makes her tick, and how you can improve her quality of life. And that's the exciting thing when we start to really address whole person care. Okay, so when we talk about the whole person, that also includes how she eats, what she eats, how she sleeps, when she sleeps, how she moves, and how she relaxes. So, in the relax bit is important to understand what makes her happy and how we can do more of that. So, think about whether she liked dancing or singing. She might like to potter in the garden. Maybe she likes to still bake, but she struggles with that, maybe. Has she got friends? Do her friends come to see her? Can she go out and see her friends? So we're trying to create opportunities for her to move more and sit less. Now, when we start getting into habits, it's positive habits, it gives her more hope and more things to look forward to. We don't talk about goal setting as such, but it's more around this made you happy this week, let's do more of that next week. And what we see internally is more motivation and more energy and inspiration to do more. Now, she likes variety, which is important. And this is when we start to look at you as the carer and how you can use your imagination to maximize your time with her and create as much variety in her days as possible. Now, the great thing is with somebody who's deconditioned is that you will get really good outcomes quite quickly. So what I'm saying is, if Joan has got into a habit where she is sat quite a lot these days, you will see results quickly if we're starting to make her a little bit more active. And here's the thing. We have to focus on changing the narrative. When we talk about changing the narrative, we look at our approach to how we talk to our people. Sometimes it's the difference between telling somebody what to do or just that tone of voice on what happens next. I'll give you an example. Let's do our exercise. No. Let's have some fun, having a bit of a wiggle jiggle, playing your favourite song from your ABBA album that you like to play on a regular basis. Yes. So we think about how we talk and address our people. So we're motivational, we seem positive, and we are not forcing anybody to do anything against their will. It is all about the happiness and joy and movement. Now, and the great thing is, you can do so many things and not worry. Don't worry about, we just simply want them to move more and to sit less. So if they like to bake but don't like to stand up for periods of time, maybe we can have a look at a perch stool, for example, in their kitchen so they can sit and roll out their pastry or make their Welsh cakes. Find out a bit more about their likes around music. Were they massive Elvis fans or did they like a bit of status quo? And this is really quite interesting because when we start to really tap into music, music can make people move. And we're not even asking them to do it then. They are dancing and moving in their own free will. So being creative as a carer is one of the best things that you can do. So moving forward, we think about people's life laundry. So earlier on when we talked about Joan, and we know she's a widow, we know that she has nice things going on in her life. What we also recognise that at her age, there might be underlying health conditions. There's probably going to be more than one. And often, for example, you're dealing with somebody that will have maybe a heart condition. And with their heart condition, they might have issues around joints, limbs, ankles, maybe, that makes them a bit puffy and a bit tight around the limbs. So therefore they feel less inclined to move. So we have to take all of these things on board, recognize that in spite of that, often the guidelines will encourage people to get out of their chairs just a little bit more each day. Be mindful that we have to just take a bit more time for moving out of a chair. to a standing position, or maybe having a walk from the front room into the bathroom. Just be patient, have time, let them lead the way. But all the time, there could be these positive cues going on around stand tall, let me see your shoulders, your neck looks lovely today, let me see you smile. So using the narrative of positivity and strong motivation and motivational cues will really help you as we move forward. They do worry. And particularly when we described our Joan today, she's the nervous type. There will be a lot of fear around her. So your job is to think about how you can calm her breathing, how you can make her feel happy and less anxious, and just be there as her shoulder and her moral support. The great thing is, sharing this information with each other in your team is really useful, because it really helps to build a network of people to support her better. And I promise you, she will feel happier. She will feel like you truly deeply care. You're not there just for the task at hand, and you are absolutely really improving her quality of life. Building routines are really effective for older people. So they know that on a Monday, they're doing their Tai Chi session, and on a Tuesday, they go to the hairdressers. They like their little routine. They like what they like in the cupboards. They like what they like to eat. But it's really important to just keep pushing the boundaries. So you know their experiences, you understand these people, and you know what makes them tick. Now, from here, you have an opportunity to enhance everything you do. Bring activity into all the movements that you do. And this goes back to the previous courses around strength and balance and standing and staying steady on your feet. But the heart and soul of everything we do is around how you can improve your quality of life through extra movement, understanding your people, and listen to her. Now, the example would be, she doesn't like ABBA, so don't play ABBA. Or she doesn't like walking down the hill, so let's walk in a different direction. So, and explaining why you're doing what you're doing is really important, and then do it over and over and over again. What we find and what we know is that with the older person, repetition is key. Tell them what we're doing. They need that support and they need that kindness. So next time you have a Joan, think about all the other elements of her life and how you can draw from those experiences and history to improve everything you're doing as we move forward. It's that light touch approach to care, using motivational language, motivational cues, and feeling confident that you can really make a difference in people's lives. Now, if you have any further questions, please contact us at icaramove.com. We're always available for conversations and see how we can improve your learning experience. So feel free to get in touch with us. You can email us via info@icaramove.com. I'm Helen Tite, and thank you for listening today.